Hello, folks. This is Mary at Mary Unapologetic. Welcome back. It's been 2 weeks. Actually, this is episode 66. I'm so excited. Now, remember, folks, I only do this every other week. And so that means that I only actually do two in a month. But sometimes when I'm busy because I'm juggling with multiple things in life, such as work and family, then I usually would skip an episode. And I will usually let you guys know if that will happen. It's so exciting because episode 66, I'm going to talk about a lot of things. But first things first, folks, if you guys noticed that I didn't have an intro today, the reason being is because we change equipment. We use a road equipment for this website and we loved it. Um, my husband decided to switch to a new equipment, which is another road, but I think it's the newest one. We haven't actually, or I haven't really transferred my intro to the new equipment. So that's why we don't have any intro today. Moving on, because we have lots to talk about, and I probably just gonna stay on for 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I hope you guys are staying dry and warm because here in California, it's raining nonstop. Oh, I cannot wait when the sun comes out. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and talk about this episode. But what I'm going to cover here is our events that's well, I have yeah, we have I thought we have two events. Actually, we only have one. We have an event that's coming up and it's actually our mega media event. This time it's going to be the 6.0 cuz last year it was 5.0. So, I want to talk about a little bit more about it and then I want to talk about websites and our online PDR tutorial training. Um so, without further ado, let's go ahead and start. Okay. We haven't released any marketing ad out there yet as far as our mega media event because we're still trying to figure out the logistics. But I do know that it's going to be held on June 2nd to the 3rd. And that's actually Friday and Saturday, folks. It's a 2-day event. And still, kind of like figuring out who are going to be the speakers and part of the team, as far as this event. So, the most important date though is going to be in June 2nd to the 3rd. And guess what, folks? It's going to be in California. It's going to be at my shop or our shop, Dent Time Shop, I have to say our because Dent Time is really a brand and it's not just one person. I will talk about that today and explain it to folks. When you have a brand, it consists of multiple peoples that are working for the company, and that's what makes a brand, right? It's not just one person. So anyway, let's summarize this very quickly. Let's see. It's going to be on June 2nd to the 3rd, and it's going to be in California. As a matter of fact, to be exact, it's going to be at our shop in San Diego, California. And so I think by that time we should have good weather. It should be sunny and warm, and people should be like happy because it's not going to be cold anymore and rainy. And hopefully it doesn't rain by June because you know what? We're going to have some photo shoots, folks. We're going to have some education days and then we're going to have some photo shoots. Probably, for the most part, the 2 days period, we're going to have some workshops. So it's going to be fun. I want you guys to stay tuned for more announcement. And it's going to be exciting and it's going to be epic again. Now, remember, folks, for those people that have attended our Mega Media 5.0, it was an event that you guys shouldn't have missed if you've missed it. And for those people that actually attended, it was epic. It was such an invigorating event. There was so much stuff, you guys could use for your business. Now, I also want to emphasize that this is not just for the PDR industry. As long as you own a small business, this is for you folks because we usually talk about business operation, marketing, you know, how to create an ad. we're going to focus a lot more on that on this 6.0. A good ad will set you apart from your competitors. So we have mastered this for many years. This is what we've done for our business here in San Diego. So we're going to actually share you guys our secrets on how to do that. And Mike and I are good at what we do because we do our own marketing for our businesses. So you don't want to miss the Mega Media 6.0, folks. Okay, moving on. Another thing that I want to talk to you guys about are websites. If anyone is interested on websites, especially for your business, if you are starting your business, you don't have a website, I just want to let you know it's very important to have a website so that way there's a hub where people or your customer can look at and learn about your business. This is, a website is just one marketing tool for your business, folks. So to create a good website, again, that will set you apart from your competitors, don't forget us. We actually do that for you. I want you guys to check out our website for this kind of service. And the website address it's very easy to remember, folks. The best PDR websites.com. Now there's an S after the websites, folks. So let me repeat it again. The best PDR websites.com. There's no space, folks. So if you go to that website, you're going to see some information about the websites that we do for the public. I was going to say that we do for you. So if you're a new potential customer, well, this is what we're going to do for you. Check out that website. You're going to see Mike on the first page. He's going to be talking about it. Second, if you are interested on learning our, I would say, trade, and if you want to polish your skills, we have an online PDR training. So check out this, denttrainer.com. Boom. That's so easy, folks. Denttrainer.com. And by the way, Dent Trainer is spelled with double T. Boom. Check that website out. We have an online PDR training. So sign up and subscribe. And if you subscribe, there are hundreds of videos in there for you guys to learn, folks, and for you guys to watch. I would like to now move on to this podcast or to this episode. And this is episode 66. I actually titled this very easy, folks, social media. So what does social media do to your business? Somebody asked me that. And actually, someone asked me recently, does it actually make a difference for your business? Because the person that asked me was paying someone to do their social media post for a certain amount of money. And then the person communicated with me that the company that they're using, the fee is going to go up double the price, by the way, folks. So that person, I don't want to give it away. I don't want to say he or she. That's why I keep saying person. So that person actually asked me, is it worth it? Because now I'm going to be paying double the amount. And does it actually, or would it actually help my business? The answer, folks, is yes. I don't know if you guys remember back in the old days. I'm probably giving away my age here, and I have no shame because you know what? When you're in your mid 50s, yes, I'm getting there, mid 50s, and you look like this, well, I think I'm doing something right? We're moving on. So, to answer the question, yes, it does help as far as, your social media post. It does help your business, and it actually builds brand awareness. So if you have a business and your end goal is to create a brand for your business, Well, then this is one way you can build your brand awareness. And as I said, folks, remember back in the old days when there's no social media? I think that was like what, close to 15 years ago, like early 2000. The way companies does their marketing, it's through traditional marketing. I don't know if you guys remember the yellow pages, or maybe in my area we used to have like angels, yeah, angels listing, and it's like a directory. That's how we used to do marketing back in the old days. Well, now that technology caught up, everything kind of like shifted to now social media. I don't know if people are still doing the traditional marketing, maybe in some states that social media or maybe technology is not big. Maybe they do it there, but in my area and in big cities, where probably medium sized to big cities, I'm pretty sure that they are doing a lot more on social media marketing as opposed to traditional marketing. There's a difference between the two, folks. But I'm only going to focus on the social media marketing right now. When you are trying to build a brand, it's very important to create an awareness in your area. And to do that is basically now use social media for you to create something to the for your clients or to the public, and create an awareness of what your brand is. What is your company about? What kind of service do you even offer, right? So with that, folks, um, building credibility is important when you're creating a brand. And why is that important? Because when someone is looking for a product or a service, the first things that comes up, in people's mind is that, who do I hire? Can I trust the person, or can I trust the company that I want to hire? Like, for example, me, if I want to hire somebody to do my solar, or to even like maybe wash my car, you know what I mean? Or, where I can take my car for a car wash, I usually research and I do my due diligence and do a thorough research, and I even go to an extent of reading the reviews too. So it's just unacceptable to not do your due diligence. If you want good results, you have to do your due diligence. So my point is, for those folks, I'm going to use our industry in this case. For those folks who owns a PDR business, if you are not creating awareness out there for your clients to know about your business, then you're not creating your customer base. So it's important that when you create a brand, that you create a credibility for your small business. And then come with that is trust. You want people to trust you. And a customer could be doing the research before, and I said this already, before they decide to buy, or let's see here, hire a company. My advice to folks out there who are maybe starting a business, or maybe already started a business, and they're questioning whether social media, or even like being on social media, is important for their business. The answer is yes. So my advice to you, have social media for your business, because this will spread the news about your company, why customers they should hire you, why they should trust you, and to know more about you, like who you are, what you do, what areas do you service, what kind of work do you do. You're building a trust, you're building your credibility. So it's very important, folks, to have social media. Let's see here. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is that, does it actually help customers finalize their decision as far as going with your company as opposed to another company? Yes, it does, folks. It If you're good at posting, and if you're good at creating content, when you create a post out there, you don't want it to be too long, because if it's too long, then nobody wants to read it. You know what I mean? You probably have about 30 seconds to catch someone's attention. If anything, 5 seconds. That's why it's very important on how you create your post or your content, and what contents you're putting out there. That also is very important as far as social media post. So, going back to the customers, does it actually help? Yes, it does. You want your customers to get familiarized with your brand or your company. And you want to create consistent look and feel, such as your logo. When you create a brand, really you have to like solidify which logo or the design of your logo, to be specific. And it's very important. I don't know if some of you guys know this, but I do know for sure that it's very important that you don't change your logo all the time. You want to create a consistent understanding of your clients about your business. So as far as your logo, even the color is important. Your I don't know if you guys pay attention. My logo hasn't changed for many years. And then the font and the color, it's always been consistent, because that's how my customers will identify us. That's how my customers basically remember us. And that's how they can resonate with our brand. And if you guys are wondering, is Den Time a brand? Yes. And was this intentional when me and Mike created the business? Yes. When we actually created the business, that was back in 2001. I have already an idea in my head how we're going to do our operation, and what what we're going to do as far as a company. We want to create a brand. That was the goal, and that's what we did. We worked towards that for many years. And then with that brand, comes with what kind of service we want to put out there, the people that works for us, the vendors that we deal with to help us create our brand. Those are very important, folks. Those are part of the brand that you want to create. But I want to move forward. Okay. Also, folks, may I remind you that when you're creating an authentic online presence, your social media profiles allow you to communicate reactively and proactively in real time. So, what that means is that when you're posting something out there and you have loyal fan base, okay, and those followers, if they have a questions about of what you're doing or what you're putting out there, they can ask you questions in real time. Like the videos that we put out there, Mike, I had Mike actually take care of that, because this is something that he enjoys. And as well as I'm not really good at being on the camera all the time. I'm more of like on the back end, and like thinking strategically where the business should go, where we should pivot our business, and the marketing aspects of the business. But as far as, I guess I would say, the face of Den Time, Mike is very comfortable being in front of the camera. So I have no problem him doing that. And I just work on the back end of the business, as well as, like the operation. The operation is very important, but folks, our followers usually have questions. Oh, or even new followers, right? Or even new spectator. When I say spectator, it's like people that came across our videos for the first time. If they see something that they like, they ask a question. Hey, where did you get your tools? Or what tools are you using? Or what line board is that? Or what is it supposed to do? So they are interacting with us in real time. And I, as well as Mike, try to react and respond very quickly too. So that way they can get their answers right away. For the most part, once Mike, because he pumps these videos, you know, either every day or every other day, and then obviously he's, editing. So for the most part, when he's busy doing that, then I'm making sure that we are responding to the questions right away, as fast as I can. Nowadays nobody calls anymore and have a question, right? Nowadays people would just like to ask questions via text, or like in this case, through our social media post. They will ask questions right there and there. And then I make sure that I'm on top of things as far as responding right away. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. What's so important about social media marketing? Because this is what it boils down to now. You know what I mean? Social media marketing is becoming the norm rather than the traditional marketing. I mean, if it's not the preferred marketing in some states, I think it will be in the future. Just give it some time, because eventually some areas or states that are not big on social media marketing, it will get there eventually, given the time. As I said, this is what it became to now, social media marketing as far as business marketing. What are other benefits that it gives us? Well, it actually allows us to acquire leads. And I'm talking about probably new leads in a low cost way, folks. If you have been in business for many years and have used marketing, as far as traditional marketing. I don't know if you guys did traditional marketing. And if so, then you guys should know, or should probably remember and can relate how expensive it is to pay back then a Yellow Pages that will charge you minimum $2,000 a month. And it can go up depending on how big your ad is, how often you want it, as well as I think it was every year it keeps going up. Or so it can be very, very expensive, folks. Social media marketing is cheaper than advertising. So for folks out there who is not taking advantage the social media as a marketing tool for your business, I don't know what to say. I just really don't know. I understand the struggles going back to pumping out contents for your social media marketing. Yes, it's a lot of work. But if you don't do it and hire somebody to do it, I mean, yes, it will get done. But if you think about it, folks, when you hire somebody to do your social media marketing or your social media post, it's really not your authentic side that people are seeing out there. It's not your own creativity. That's what, that the people is seeing out there of, from your company. So for me, I have always stressed this. And my husband and I actually had conversation about this, that it's very important when you post something out there on your social media, it's very important that it's your own authentic side that the people are seeing about your company. And not only that, this is what they want to see. They want to see authenticity. They want to see whether you have integrity and that they can trust you. And how can you put that out there when you delegate, when you delegated this work, to someone else. And that someone else might probably produce something that's like a hit and miss, right? Maybe a good company, like an agency that is good at what they do, would know what to post about your company, but you have to pay top dollars for those, you know, for those kind of company. My point is, I can relate to your struggle, folks, that trying to create contents and posting every day, it is a lot of work and it is a maintenance, but it's very important if you want to create your loyal fan base. And there's nothing easy in life, really. The way I look at it is like, do the hard work and you will reap the rewards later. I just think that maybe if you can't really post every day, maybe like 3 times a week, to start with, or either that, like, create some kind of a goal. Start 2 weeks, and then as you get comfortable, then bump it up to 3 times a week. Then after 3 times a week, maybe you can bump it up 4 times a week. Let's go ahead and move on and go back to the website. Okay. And the reason why I want to touch base on the website is because there are perception out there that when you have a business and you have a good website, that it should be generating a lot of leads for you or business for you. That's not necessarily so, folks. If you want to create prospects, really, or new leads, you have, as far as marketing, you have to have everything working all at once beautifully. When I say all at once, is that you have to have a good websites that are that is ranking. You have to have other resources out there, and that could be your social media post. There are 4 platforms out there: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Okay. And then you have to have, other resources such as like word of mouth. If you had created a loyal fan base and your followers are happy, and then they will talk about you. They will rave about you, and they will refer you to their families and friends. So all three of these are supposed to be like working beautifully together for your business. And then not only that, maybe a small marketing ad, pay a small marketing ad out there. So that way, let's say you have 4 of these resources that you're using for your business to create prospects or new leads. Let's say one of them or two is not working. Let's say it's slow this month, and it's not working. Well, at least you have the other two that are working for you. So, in order for you really to create, you know, good prospects for your business, or to have, you know, new leads that are coming in on a consistent basis for your business, you have to have all this stuff working simultaneously and working for you effectively, creating new leads or prospects. You have to have all the resources that you can use to create business for for your company. Oh, I think I forgot, folks. This is why sometimes I have notes. I think I forgot to talk about websites. Okay, like the details about the websites. It's also important. So if you have a website, it's very important to hire the right people or the right company to do your website, because if you don't hire the right company that knows what they're doing as far as website development, then you're just going to have a website that is not um, designed to help rank your website. I guess a perfect example would be it's like, what's the difference between a good doctor? I always like to use this example just because it's easy to relate with. Okay. So, what is the difference between an average doctor and a good doctor? Well, I'll tell you what, folks. A doctor will see you, and then if you say, "Hey, I have this pain and I don't know why," and this are, and obviously a doctor will say, "Okay, what are you feeling?" Trying to figure out the symptoms, right? And then the doctor will say, "Oh, I think maybe it's this. I think I'm going to diagnose you, and I think this is what the problem is." Now, the difference with the good doctor is when you go see a good doctor and you tell the doctor that you're having a pain, and then obviously, the doctor will ask you, okay, what are the symptoms? Okay, you tell the doctors like five symptoms. Right away, the doctors know what could be wrong with you. That doctor already pinpoint how to treat you or what kind of treatment you need according to that doctor diagnosing you. There's no buts and what's about like guessing around that this could be it, or maybe possibly this, or maybe blah, 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 blah. I mean, that doctor pretty much pinpoint this is what the problem is. Now, I'm using this as an example because as a website developer, this is what we do, folks, by the way. We know how to create a good website that will rank. And it's important from the get go when we design your website that we design it to a point that it's going to rank over time. That however we designed it, what content we put it, what content we use for your website, and the design that we did, I mean, website development is not just something like, oh, okay, I'll create a website and then that's it. Boom, it's done. No, there's some arts to it, folks. It's like doing PDR, right? There's some arts to it. This is what Mike and I have talked about early on in the 2000 when we offered our service in our community as far as our PDR service. There's some kind of art to how we do PDR. It's not just like, okay, we're pushing dents out. No, you have to be able to see the possibility of a dent, of how to tackle it, and the result that you want. So that's why I say that there's some kind of art to it, as far as how you do things too. So the same thing with the website. If you create something that's just like blah, then no one will be attracted to your website. No one will be interested on looking more or exploring it more. If they see the first page and your website looks like blah, I guess that's how I can only describe it, like a blah. You know what I mean? I guess a blah is like boring, right? And not effective, website. So I'm trying to say a blah because I don't want to offend people. But anyways, so if your website is like a blah and the people that visit your website doesn't find it interesting, they will move on to the next one and then the next one until they find the right information and the right website that they think is interesting, that caught their attention. Because if they see the first page and your website caught their attention, then they are willing to go to the next page and then the next page and the next page. Whatever pages you have on your website, it could be about us, could be the homepage, it could be your services that you offer, it could be your photos or your videos site. A good website developer would know the right way of creating a website, and then the right temperature as far as what content to put there, the color scheme, and then the information that's like being put out, whether it's short and concise and informative. So those are very important. So for folks out there who have a website and you guys haven't really looked at your website in a manner that I have just described it, I want you guys to look at your website and really evaluate your website. Look at it. We change our websites every so many years because obviously technology changes too. It gets better. So we change it up all the time, update it. And the fact that, me and Mike want something new and fresh all the time. And if you don't have a website, then make sure you hire a good company. Look at thebestpdrwebsites.com. See if it's for you, folks, because we do website development. I will be releasing more information about our mega media probably in a couple of weeks. And then come with that, when I release something out there, folks, by the way, it's going to have some kind of a link that you can just click on if you want to sign up and be part of our Mega Media 6.0. So I want you guys to stay tuned. And also thinking about that, thinking about events. We're going to be at Anson PDR Tool Company in Texas. They are in Burleson, by the way, folks. They're going to have, I believe it's on May 6th, they're going to have an open house. Mike and I will be there. I hope I got that information right or the date right. If not, then again, don't judge me. I don't have that. This is just something that I remember on top of my head. I don't have it written down here. I am saying goodbye, and I appreciate your time for listening to me. And hopefully, I'll see you guys here again in a couple of weeks. Goodbye.